I'm 23 years old and I've never had a boyfriend. And though it may sound crazy, I feel like it's a lot more common than it seems. I feel like there are some people who've had boyfriends at my age, of course, but I feel like a lot of people haven't been in like real committed relationships, like a real relationship. I've never had that before. And there are pros and there are cons to it. I like to dwell on the pros, not the cons, but there's a few reasons why I'm in this position and I've realized it. And one of the biggest reasons I feel like for a lot of women, or just people in general, I should say, I guess, is dwelling on your type, or like getting in like a rotating door of your type, right? A lot of us say we have a type, and I'm not talking about just the physical, which can also be a thing, but just the kind of characteristics of the kind of individual that you have. Like, do they match up with what you want for a relationship? And for me, I feel like that's a big reason why I've been single, because I have a type of guy. I feel like I deal with the same guy, just in different bodies. Like, it's just, he just may look a little bit different, but it's the same kind of guy. And me personally, I like going for like the laid back guy, the nonchalant guy, because in theory, I just don't want that guy that does a lot. I'm sorry. I don't really like the guys that it's like always like in the middle of the party, they're dancing, they're just doing a lot. I personally am not a big fan of that. Nothing wrong with that. That's just not my cup of tea. But I feel like I want a guy to be like nonchalant, right? I want a guy to be laid back, but then when it comes to me, I want him to be different. And I feel like we have to be honest with ourselves about who people truly are, because we may want a guy to act like this on the outside, but with me, he needs to act different. With me, he needs to, and some guys are like that. But let's just be honest. If you keep talking to the same kind of guy, if they keep giving you the same kind of results and you keep having the same kind of problems, why do you keep dealing with that kind of person? Probably because you're comfortable with that kind of person. Probably because you're used to that and you're like, I might as well deal with it from this type of guy than deal with it from something new. You get what I'm saying? I'm also a fan of the team reduce, reuse, and recycle. I keep dealing with the same guys. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, I really don't even like talking to new guys, because I just feel like I know what he comes with. I know what he brings. I'd rather just deal with him. And that's not good. That's why I am single, and I've been single. But I just feel like I'm coming to terms with the fact that, like, I am big on communication. I am grown. I want us to communicate to each other. I want us to, if you're feeling some way, tell me. If I'm feeling some way, I should be comfortable enough to tell you. And I feel like with a lot of the guys that I deal with the whole nonchalant, with the whole laid back, it's like they're not expressive to me. Not just in how they feel, but just even, I feel like as far as treatment, like they don't make me feel cared about. They don't make me feel loved. They don't make me feel, but that's their personality. And you can't get mad at people. I think that's another thing I've learned in this whole dealing with guys things, is like, you can't get mad at somebody for who they are. And I feel like that's a big thing too. Like, if you're going through the same thing with a guy again and again and again, stop getting mad at him and actually get mad at yourself. Ask yourself, why do you keep allowing this to happen? Ask yourself, why do you keep going through this? Because that's who they are. Like, you keep crying about this situation, you keep getting frustrated. Why do you keep doing this to me? Why do you keep doing this to me? And it's like, that's who that person is. Like, you expect it different. It's kind of like the story of, what is it, the turtle and the scorpion. It's like the story of, like, let's say it was a turtle and a scorpion. They were like on a little island or whatever, and the scorpion wanted to get to the other side of the island, but it was water and he couldn't. He wanted to get to the other island, and he asked the turtle, hey, can I go on your back? Can you take me across? Because I know you could, get in water. And at first the turtle was kind of scared, because the turtle was like, don't sting me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know you have poison. Don't sting me. I'll do it, but don't sting me. And the scorpion was like, it's fine. I'm not going to sting you. Like, I just want to get to the other side. So they did. Soon as they got to the other side and reached land, the scorpion stung the turtle and killed it. And while the turtle was dying, it kind of was just like, why would you do that? Why would you sting me? I thought we had a deal. I thought we had and the scorpion was like, we did, but I'm still a scorpion. Like, this is what I do. And I feel like we have to be like that when it comes to guys, when it comes to relationships. Like, you know the kind of person that this person is, so stop allowing yourself to go through these things and then getting mad at that person. Like, why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep doing that? And he's just like, this is who I am. Like, yes, the person may apologize. Yes, they may say they'll never do it again. But if they keep doing it again, it's like, who are you going to believe? Their words or their actions? And that's my problem with my type. Like, I deal with the same type of men, and I just have to get out of that. Like, but it's just so hard, y'all. Like, it's so hard. And also, I'm not big on like an outside person. So for me, it's also hard because it's like, where do y'all meet men? Where do they be at? Like, can I get the location? I promise you I won't share it. But I don't be knowing where to find them either, because I'm not like a big outside type of girl either. So it's like, I don't know where to meet these men. Like, I don't know where they at. Like, can somebody tell me? And another thing is too, I had to get out of being that go with the flow kind of girl. I was that for a very long time. Ladies, please get rid of that go with the flow. And the reason is because I didn't want to put pressure on the relationship. That's what I thought in my mind. I don't want to pressure him. I just want to go with the flow. Let's see how things are. In the beginning, that's cool, right? When you're getting to know somebody, when you're starting to talk to somebody. Talking, dating, and a relationship are three different things, and you have to understand that. First, you talk to somebody, then you date them, and then you get into a relationship with them. The talking stage, I personally feel like should only last for a couple weeks. Talking is literally just talking to that person. You might FaceTime them, you might talk on the phone with them. You're just getting to kind of know them, right? And then it goes into the dating phase of it. Dating means you're just going on dates. You're just getting to know that person. I feel like nowadays, this generation confuses dating with the relationship, and it's not, because people assume, oh, just to take you on a date, I have to be in a relationship with you. No, what if you take me on a date and I don't like you and now we're in a relationship? Like, a lot of people get into relationships and they've never dated that person before. And I'm kind of confused, because it's kind of like, how do you really know if you like that person? You don't. And also, ladies, do not count being in the house chilling as a date. No. Let's go outside. I say that to say it does not have to be $1 million date. It does not mean y'all have to go to an expensive restaurant. Y'all could go to something nice, not even something that's like inexpensive. Y'all could go to the movies. Y'all could go, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to spend $1 million, but go outside. The reason why I say that is to say, when you're inside your home, they're inside their home, they're comfortable. And there's a way that people act around you when they're comfortable, right? It's easy for them to just put on a show, put on, you know, a different kind of personality, that one that you probably would like. And some people do it on accident. Like, some people genuinely, they just, when they get around women and they just put on a certain kind of charisma about themselves that make you want them. But when you're outside, sometimes it's harder to keep that charisma. It's harder to keep that fake show on. And also, see how they interact with other people. You may say, this guy is so cute. Oh my God, we be on the phone all night and he's so sweet. And then you get outside and he's rude to the waiter. Red flag. You get outside and he's acting a fool. You get outside and he's belligerent and he's this and he's that. Get to know this person. Go on dates with them. Go outside with them. Do not get the excuse of, oh, I like staying in the house, or oh, let me cook for you, or oh, somebody else could do that. Ladies, require men to take you on dates. Dating is important. And also, you can date multiple people. I know some people are going to come at me for this. You're supposed to actually do that. Like I said, dating is just getting to know somebody. What if you go on one date with this man and you don't like how he acts? You're like, you know what? I don't even like, But you don't cut off everybody else like you're in a relationship. Like y'all exclusive. You don't cut off everybody else. You don't stop talking to everybody else, dealing with anybody else because this guy took you on one date. You can date multiple people, because also dating does not mean you have to be intimate with this person either. Just because you're dating, you're going on dates, you're getting to know them. I'm not saying you have to date 12 people, but if you want to date 2-3 people, you're just getting to know them, that's fine. Figure out which one you really like. Figure out which one you really want to be with. That's like going to college, right? When people go to college, they be going to college visits. Why would you only go to one college visit? Why would you get what I'm saying? You're going to prom. You try on multiple dresses. Why would you only try on one dress? Like, we always want more options. Why? To figure out which one you genuinely like. Do the same thing. Like I said, you don't have to be intimate with these men. You are just getting to know them. Now, if you want to exclusively date, or y'all say, hey, we're exclusively dating each other, that's fine as well. But that takes another form of communication. And I feel like nowadays a lot of people are scared, or just in general, sometimes when you're young, you're scared to communicate because you don't know what this person might feel or whatever the case may be. But then also, you also don't have to have that person in your business unless you guys come to terms with the fact that you're exclusively dating. But if you don't, that person doesn't have to be in your business. I say that to say, date, ladies, date. I feel like for me, another reason why like I'm single for so long is because as soon as I start talking to a guy and getting to know a guy, I cut off everybody else. And then when that doesn't work out, I'm at the bottom of the barrel. I have nothing left. There's no one. Everyone is gone because I cut them off. Why would I do that? This man never said we were exclusive. This man never. But me, I'm over here like, oh, I don't want to date multiple people. I don't want to get to know multiple people. And also, the dating phase should be happy. The dating phase is part of the cupcake phase. I'm not saying everything has to be perfect, but if y'all already arguing in the dating phase, y'all already getting mad at each other, pissed off at each other, it's kind of like, it's a foreshadow to the relationship, right? The dating phase is where you kind of get to see people, red flags, stuff like that. A lot of times the things that you let pass by in the dating phase, the things you let just, oh no, that's fine during the dating phase, are a lot of times the things that end the relationship. But going into it becoming a relationship, ladies, he needs to ask you to be his girlfriend. Do not go with the all of a sudden, oh yeah, this is my girl, or this my, yeah, what? Not me. Not me. You ain't asked me. You didn't. It's another thing with communication. I feel like for me, I went with the flow. I was just seeing how things go. No, if a man wants you, make him put his foot down. Like, let's just really be honest about this. If you really want to be with me, say you want to be with me. Like what is going on? You too scared to say that? You too scared to, what? They don't be scared to ask for other stuff, but they scared to ask you to be their girlfriend. They scared of, oh, well, I just thought, we was going on dates. I just assumed. Assume what? No, ask me to be your girlfriend. If you want me to be your girlfriend, ask me to be your girlfriend. Ask to be in a relationship with me. You are not in a relationship with a man. You are not a man's woman until he asks you. Do not start calling. Listen, I'm telling y'all, that will get your feelings hurt. That's gotten my feelings hurt before. I'm out here thinking, oh, I'm thinking that's my man. I'm thinking so. Whole time, he hit me with the, we were just chilling. We were just going on dates. And I'm thinking, but I assumed that meant we were together. But it was my fault. He never said that. Pay attention to what they say. Make them stand on what they say. Because then if stuff happens, you be like, but didn't you say? You could hold somebody to that. But if people don't say nothing, it's a he thought, she thought. It's just thoughts, right? You never really know. So that's another thing. And a big thing too, I feel like another reason why I'm single is because I've really built up my standards, right? I'm a big advocate of who you date is a reflection of your confidence. I feel like and I'm not just talking about looks. I'm talking about who that person is. Like genuinely, who you date is a reflection of your confidence. And oftentimes too, like who somebody is. You have to be honest with yourself about it. And when I say who you date, it's kind of like when you're dealing with men, how you let a man talk to you, how you let a man treat you, how you let a man make you feel about yourself is a reflection of your confidence. Because if you're not confident, you're going to let a man talk to you any kind of way. You're going to let a man, and if you do let men talk to you any kind of way, deal with you any kind of way, you're constantly repeating yourself. Let me tell you, baby, you're not confident. I'm just tell you right now, you're not confident. And it's probably something in you need to dig in. A lot of times people get into relationships and they always go to the relationship for confidence and go for the relationship for, fulfillment. And it's like, I feel like that's why when a lot of people get out of relationships, they be like, oh, let me get my revenge body. Let me start getting in the gym. Let me start focusing on me. Oh, I'm single. And it's like, no, you should have been doing that in the relationship. Like just because you're in a relationship does not mean you need to forget yourself. Does not mean you need to take away standards for yourself. And I feel like it goes within, the confidence that you have in yourself, which you have to make confidence. You have to build up your own confidence. I do have a video about confidence, so I'm not going to go too much into it. But I say that to say I feel like that's another reason why, because I know the kind of men that I deal with. A lot of times we do. Like I said, I know my type. And I feel like sometimes I let it stall out. And so I feel like stuff is getting a little serious. And then my confidence kick in. I'm like, wait, I ain't even going for that. I'm not going for it. And that's bad on my fault, because it's like you knew what it was coming. You know what I'm saying? You knew what it was hitting for. And now that's my fault. I know it's a trait of mine I'm trying to get rid of. But I can't help it. What's that song? I can't leave him alone. All right. We're going to act like that ain't just happened. But I say that to say, like, I don't know. Like, I'm a big advocate. Like, how you let a man treat you shows how you value yourself. I'm sorry, like me personally, I just feel like I've worked on myself so much in this time being single. Like there are pros to being single, and I feel like it's working on yourself. Like I dedicate so much time to myself, whether it's self-care dates, whether it's trying to keep up with myself, whatever kind of thing. So it's like even letting a man try to give me a piece of him, even letting a man trying to half-ass me, I'm not going for that. But I'm not going for that for the simple fact that I've taken so much time to build up myself, whether it's reading books, whether it's podcasts, whether it's, you know what I'm saying? I be trying to go to the gym. Like, when you really commit to yourself, you no longer let BS in because your value is so high. It's kind of like having a resume, right? Imagine you have a resume. You got all this stuff in your resume. You got all these degrees, all these accolades, internships, jobs. And imagine a job being like, okay, we're going to pay you $10 an hour. You're going to be like, get out my face. Please, get out my face before you get dealt with. That's how you need to be with these men. But sometimes you don't feel like that because you haven't built up your self resume. Like I said, go to my confidence podcast. Go to my confidence video. I talk more about that. But I say that to say, I feel like that's another reason why I've been single. No shade to men, I guess. Yeah, I guess it's a little shade. I just feel like men, maybe it's the kind of men, no, I'm gonna be honest, it's not even their fault, because like I said, they are who they are. I can't change them. It's the kind of men that I deal with. And like I said, I'm team reduce, reuse, recycle. I keep doing that. But it's like, I feel like I don't let it get to a relationship sometimes because the standards that I have for myself are like, I'm not gonna allow half-ass. So it's like, sometimes I allow myself to have fun with that type. Like, at the end of the day, I'm like, we're not in a relationship. We're not, you get what I'm saying, exclusive. Like, we're just having fun. Like, that's cool. But if you think I'm gonna let you be my boyfriend, no. And that's the issue. Because it's like, if you want a boyfriend, you can't be playing around with these men, with these boys who you know are not gonna be boyfriend material. And that's what I do. And that's part of my fault. We have to be honest with ourselves too. You know, like, after knowing a guy for a certain amount of time, you can pick up on signs. I mean, we don't know everything, even though we like to think we do, but sometimes you know if he's boyfriend material, you know if he's, and we deal with him, and we even say it to our friends, oh, I'm just bored, oh, I'm just this, oh, I'm just that. Whole time, girl, before you know it, you're head over heels. Like, you're bored, go read a book. You're bored, go start that business. Like, that's just how I am about it. But I definitely could say one of the pros to being single, like I said, is taking time for myself. Like, really learn. One thing I've learned is a lot of people don't know themselves. Like, a lot of people, because if you think about it, you know, you work Monday through Friday, you work 8, some people work 10-hour shifts, and then it's like you try to eat. Some people try to also go to the gym. You know, you try to get in a little bit of entertainment, whether it's social media, whether it's TV. And then it's like you try to also keep up a social relationship with your friends. And then you also got your family. And then it's just day-to-day house stuff. You got to wash dishes. You got to wash clothes. Like, it's so much stuff to keep up with. And then we get 2 days out of the week to be like, all right, have fun, be free. And then it's like, there's birthday parties, there's holidays, it's so much stuff. And then you add in a relationship and you really sit here and be like, I don't really know much about myself. And I feel like we saw that with COVID, because a lot of people always talk about, oh, I need a break. Oh, I need a break. Oh, I need a break. And then you got a break for how many months? And a lot of people went crazy. A lot of people, like, were just depressed. A lot of people, but you said you wanted this. Why? Because you've never been that alone with yourself before. You don't know yourself. Like, you were in the house for a certain amount of time. You don't even know what you like. Let's just be honest. And I feel like that's one of the pros that I've gotten out of being single. It doesn't mean everybody single knows that, but I think one thing I've gained or I've noticed or I've benefited from is like, wait, I don't know myself that much. Let me get to know myself. Because also when I do get into a relationship and I do get my man, because I am gonna get a man, I know myself more. So it's easier to sway somebody. It's easier to change somebody that doesn't know themselves. Contrary to somebody that knows themselves, it's harder because it's like you have standards for yourself already. Whether it's you going to the gym, whether it's you eating healthy, whether it's you waking up at a certain time, going to sleep at a certain time, you have standards for yourself. And when them standards start to sway, it's easier for you to have like a point of reference. Like, whoa, no. Let's bring it back. This person brings this out of me. This person brings that out of me. But if you aren't like that, if you don't have those standards for yourself, it's easy for somebody to sway you and change you. And especially for women who, you know, were in relationships since a young age. I know a few women who were relationships, long-term relationships, since they were 15, 16, 17, and now they're grown, and it's like they really don't know themselves by themselves. The time where they were supposed to get to learn themselves and make a couple mistakes, and they learned themselves with somebody else. So it's like it wasn't fully them. You get what I'm saying? The things that they did were altered by another individual's perception, another individual's life, another individual. And I don't know. That's one thing I definitely have been honing on in. I know a lot of people are like, yeah, girl, but you know you want a man. I do want a man. I'm not gonna lie. I do want a man. I'm not gonna lie. I get lonely at night. Sometimes I get bored. I be wanting to go on another date besides just self dates. But at the same time, I feel like people who are single, have been single, use this time to focus on you. Like, don't be single for 23 years, 25 years, and then get into a relationship and you still don't know yourself. Go on self-care dates. Do things from when you were a child. Like, even, you know, when I was younger, my mom used to do puzzles with us. I recently got a puzzle and I like doing that here and there. My mom used to color with us. So like, I got adult coloring books. You don't have to do everything every single day, but just kind of like do things from your childhood. Find, you know, like the little passions about yourself, the things you like about yourself. Like, don't always feel like you have to tie yourself to a man and your happiness to a man. Learn your happiness, learn your self-worth, learn yourself without a man. So when you get in a relationship, you got everything and he's just an add-on. Contrary to a lot of people, it's like their everything is their man, and without their man, they don't have nothing. And a lot of people don't even realize it until they lose that man, because they feel like they lost themselves. That was a word. But as always, thank you guys so much for coming to my channel. Hopefully the next up and coming months, I do get a man and I can talk about that, because that would be a great video. But as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if y'all been single for a while, tell me how long y'all been single and what y'all doing to get a man. And the people that got a man, where y'all find him at? I'm just asking for a friend.